Final seconds to go, round 6. Mancini taking full command in this round. Espana in trouble on the ropes again. This won't go down. Stepped in after the bell had sounded.
The referee didn't hear the bell either, Tim. He stopped the fight.
He stopped the fight after the bell. The bell had sounded. We could hear it. Espana was in difficulty, but had not gone down. There is no such thing as a standing 8 count, so therefore it was a question of the fight actually ending after the bell that signaled the end of round 6. This bell here to our left is not a very large or noisy bell, and the referee evidently did not hear the bell. Mancini was still punching. He apparently didn't hear it, and the referee, Christodoulou, stepped in front and stopped the fight.
Till I collapse, I'm spilling these raps long as you feel them. To the day that I drop, you'll never say that I'm not killing them. Cause when I am not, then I'ma stop pinning them. And I am not hip-hop, and I'm just not Eminem. Subliminal thoughts when I'ma stop sending them. Women are caught in webs, spin them in hawk venom. Adrenaline shots, the penicillin could not get the illin to stop. Amoxicillin's just not real enough.
You grew up. You grew up in Youngstown, Ohio, right?
I mean, I'm born and raised. I'm back here in Youngstown. I'm back here since 2014. In 2079, I moved to New York when I first turned pro. I lived in New York for 3 years, almost 4 years. Because after I won the world, almost 4 years.
Yeah.
After I won the world title, I didn't have to be there anymore because then from there you go to training camp wherever you go. You know, I go Catskills or out to the West Coast, whatever. So I didn't have to be in New York anymore. So I moved back home at the end of 82 or beginning of 83. Mm-hmm. And then when I retired in 1985, I moved to the West Coast. I was in Santa Monica, California for 30 years. And then I came back 2014. And I said, it seemed like a good idea at the time. I love being home. I always wanted to come back. It's funny because I was out there for 30 years. And people say, hey man, where are you from? Where you live? I said, Youngstown, Ohio. They go, don't you live in Santa Monica? Aren't you from the West Side? I go, Santa Monica? I go, yeah, it's my kid's home. It ain't mine.
Yeah, it ain't yours.
So I never considered it home. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I remember too in the documentary you said you never wanted to leave and stuff like that. So that's how you really love it there. And is that an Italian neighborhood or was it? And has it changed? Or
no, it's funny. It's not like Chicago. We talk about like down on Taylor Street. Thank you.
Yeah, Taylor exactly. Street, that's where we're from.
My buddy Mikey the Fly lives and everybody. That's the time you get. It's literally of Chicago, right? We have our pockets. The Italian sections are Briar Hill or Smoky Hollow. That's the two. When you have to understand, Youngstown is the second biggest steel producing city in the world. At the turn of the century, they came from all over Eastern and Western Europe. So we have a large Italo-American community for sure. But we have also a large Western European community. We have them from Hungary, from Ukraine. We have a large Croat and Serbian community. So we were well recognized by all the cultures because Youngstown, again, was the second biggest steel producing city, and they knew they could get a job. So they came from all over the world to come here. Pittsburgh was one, we were two. So from Pittsburgh to Cleveland, this whole corridor, steel mill jobs, factory jobs, and everyone can get one. And like I said, we're at the forefront of the industrialization of America.
Yeah.
And during World War II, we built the bombs, built the airplanes. And then in 1977, which is September 19th, 1977, known as Black Monday around here, the steel mill shut down, literally shut down, and was sold to a foreign company. And in one day, over 5,000 men lost their job. 1 week, over 10,000 men. 1 month, over 20,000 men. And over a year, over 50,000 men lost their job. It decimated my town. So, and I don't think we've fully recovered yet. But now, It's a whole different. Now where we're back, the town is on the climb again, but it's not steel mill no more. And even we had we were at Lordstown, which is right outside of Youngstown in Trumbull, next county over, which was the General Motors plant. Thanks to Detroit, we're the biggest General Motors plant. Well, they left, so now they've tried to turn that into a battery, where they're making these electric batteries now. So we try to reinvent ourselves. Downtown Youngstown now is known as a university town. We are known. YSU, Youngstown State University, is one of the best business schools in the world. They come from all over the world for our business school. More Italians in Toronto, more Italians in Toronto than any city in North America.
Yeah, a lot of them immigrated here and stuff. Yeah, and,
100% on that. Yeah.
Even I like the fact that you brought up this idea of making something from nothing. I'm gonna make kind of like a metaphor thing, but it's kind of true. Italians in general, we are known to make something out of nothing in general. Look at, like, for example, look at all the Italians that I'm same with like with your father, right? Like how when they immigrated and stuff, they came from nothing, right? My grandparents too, everything, and that's the beauty about with our culture and a lot of people's cultures, because a lot of them immigrated and stuff. And I think, did a lot of those values pass on to you? Because I know that you also looked up to your father as well. He was a big figure in your life.
But it's funny. I say this because my wife laughs because I tell people I do nothing better than anybody else. I make it an art form. I mean, because but what I'm saying, my wife knows got to be doing something, and I come from the philosophy. Nothing needs to be done. Don't. Yeah. Don't. Relax. Be in the moment. I'm very much about being in the moment.
With your dad, kind of how he went to the war and he was supposed to be the champion, and you I just want to make sure, or ask you, I guess, is that kind of what drove you to really want to become the champion? Is your dad kind of lost that opportunity and you wanted to not let that go? Or could you dive into that a little bit?
Absolutely. It was my only construct to fight was to win that world title for my father. But you have to understand, I didn't know anything else. And what I mean by that is, from day one, I was a little boy. People say, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be a fighter world champion for my father. Oh, isn't that cute? A little boy wants to be a fighter for his father, But it never changed. So as I kept going, when I went to school, what are you going to do? You go, I'm going to be a fighter world champion for my father. Why aren't you going to do it? Then the teachers tell you, you got to get that education. Oh, yeah, I'm going to educate myself being a fighter. And my point being, even when I got older, and then when I went to New York, because I always knew that's what I said. When I was graduating high school, my father turned pro at 18. I wanted to be my father. For the world I come from, right in the ring, I control my own destiny. I win, I lose, I lose. It's in my hands. In that business, you control very little. All you control is your work. Mm-hmm. You get a chance to audition. That's right. But whether the casting director or producer or the director choose you or not is out of your hands.
Yeah. Well,
I've been up for a couple of auditions where I kicked ass, man. Oh man, I was on to the last one and I didn't get it. You go, okay, for whatever reason.
You move on.
You know what I was told? Remember Reservoir Dogs, right?
Yeah.
Down to Alaska for Mr. Pink. I did audition and I just kicked ass, but I knew when you're right on, when you sting to join on too, right? They go, man, that was great. Quentin Tarantino's there. This story went on. This star is all over the internet. You can get this.
Yeah.
You can check it out. He sit there and he goes, wow, man, that was great. He said, but I can't give you the role. I said, what? He said, I can't give you the role. I said, what are you talking about? I says, because you're Boom Boom Mancini. Everyone will look at you and say, that's Boom Boom Mancini. I can't give you the role.
Wow.
I said, then why the hell did you have me come in and do this? Well, I wanted to meet you. And he said, and I wanted to see what you could do. But to be honest with you, I was hoping you'd fail. But you did. You killed it.
Holy shit.
I can't give you the role. I went up to the table and I pushed the table and I'm like, push the table. I said, let me tell you. And I called him every name, like, you no good son of a blah, blah, blah. I said, I'll whip your ass. Who do you think you're messing with? You think I'm some jerk off? Did you come in and just be like a jerk? I'll beat your ass I'll beat you like I own you. And I went after.
Oh, man.
He's like, oh, Mr. Mancino.
No way.
That's fucking awesome.
That's amazing.
You're messing with? Who do you think I am? Now.
Damn.
And I was all serious. I stopped. I turned around and I caught myself. Because in that business, if they think you're stone crazy, they won't mess with you. Because it's a business about money. They will not mess with you. Because they think he's a headache on set. He's a headache guy. So I caught myself. I start walking away, stop, turn around, and go, how's that for acting? Oh, shit.
No way.
Oh, you wasn't wrong.
But
it wasn't, but you told him it was. Yeah.
Because you realize I just did this. I caught myself because if they think you're crazy, he's a headache, they won't mess with you.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the best
The reason
story.
I'm getting that story is you can look up on the internet. It's all over. I've been in Europe with that story on English radio stuff.
That's
true
awesome.
story. And if they say, I never happened, it's full of shit. It happened. But here's the reason I'm telling you. Because people say, Steve Buscemi played Mr. I said, wait, don't get me wrong. Steve's a friend of mine. I've done a movie with Steve. He's a wonderful actor.
Yeah.
Great. I said, he was terrific. I'd have been just as good. I'd have played it different, but as good. Don't get it twisted. I would have been as good. And they go, because he played it different. Believe me, I'm a firm believer in this in life. You're a young man. Things happen at the right time. When you fall in love at the right time. If you believe and you have faith, trust in the good Lord, it happens at the right time. It don't happen by happenstance.
Yeah.
Things, don't go. Do I think that luck? I believe in luck. Absolutely, I believe in luck. But you know what luck is? Yeah. Luck is the residue of design. Luck is the residue of design, which means you create your own luck. You put yourself in a position. You put yourself in a position to be in the right spot right there. You put yourself in a position to get that call because you've done the work. Because the other thing is what I was talking about after I won the title, reporters, right?
Yeah.
So when I told the reporter, yeah, man. So one reporter said to me, "It's not a real champion." He says, "Yeah, we all know that you want to win it for your father, but did you really actually think it would happen?" I said, "Yeah, man, because I used to dream about it.
Yeah,
I had these dreams.
How are you that confident at that early?
Because I have dreams since I was 10 years old, carrying the belt over my head, walk my hands raised. I said, see now, psychologists have a fancy name. It's called positive mental visualization, right?
Yeah.
But if you could dream it, you could be it. I said, hell, man, I always thought it was called dreaming. Just being a dreamer. I had dreams. Yeah, but now, positive mental visualization, means dreaming in your mind. You could see it. You see yourself in a position. Yeah, it's called having dreams. It's just being a dreamer. I think that, for me, there's a lot of good fighters. A lot of talented fighters. Mm-hmm. A lot of them could have gone 15 maybe, but we don't know. We can't say they would have. We don't know because they never had to. So in the last 3 rounds, in professional boxing, changed the history of boxing. For instance, 1937, Joe Louis was way behind Billy Conn going into the 13th round. He knocked out Conn in the 13th round. And a very famous story is after that, at the press conference, Joe Louis, Billy Conn said to Joe, "Joe, why couldn't you let me have the title for a little bit?" He said, "I would have given it back later on." And Joe Louis said, "Billy, you had it for 12 rounds and you didn't know what to do with it." Great. It's true. And then, look, Rocky Marciano against Walcott. Everyone thinks that Marciano was behind Walcott going into the 13th round. He was behind on the cards. And they hit him with the old Suzuki punch, probably made for me the greatest single punch in boxing history. It knocks Walcott out, right? Mm-hmm. Ray Leonard's way behind Tommy Hearns going into the 14th round. Can't win the fight unless he knocks him out. What you do, he stops him. See, so the course of history of boxing would be changed. Even my own, for myself. If it's my fight with Aguayo, I was winning after 12 rounds on all cards. According to 12 rounds, I'm world champion. But that's not what it is. It's 12, Even when I lost my top Bramble, I was beating Bramble after 12. So what I'm saying is, it's true shift of distance is 15 for me. Now, the reason I'm going to that is a lot of these fighters nowadays we're talking about, they have talent. But for whatever reason, a guy like Deontay Wilder is such a natural talent. He could be the single best puncher in history if he knew how to fight. But he doesn't know how to fight a lick. Not a lick. He can punch like a mother. But he doesn't know. His balance is bad. He doesn't know you set everything up with the jab. He's 6'7" and doesn't use a jab. There should be nobody getting near you with that, right? You should have to do. You can win rounds with the jab. You should have to throw right hand for rounds until it opens up. You drop it. Everything was right hand. So what I'm saying is, guys don't know how to fight nowadays. A lot of good fighters, but these guys, I don't know if it's a trainer. I'm not saying there's not as many good trainers. There's a few great ones. Of course, Freddie Roach, Buddy McGirt, Robert Garcia. Those guys, they're ex-fighters. But there's very few good trainers, man. Very few.
What do you think about, like, because I'm just curious to know your opinion on it, because I kind of agree with you. I can kind of see the difference between, like, old boxing and new boxing and stuff. But even people like, for example, like Jake Paul, those people, like, is it more...
Don't you start. Let me tell you something.
Is that bullshit or is that real?
It's all bullshit. Of course it's bullshit.
That's what I was going to say.
I was at Cleveland for the Jake Paul Tyrone Woodley one, right?
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Right. After the fight, Marcos Villegas, one friend of mine from LA, you know, Marcos on boxing. He's one internet guy, big internet. Boom, what'd you think? I said, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I said, this guy can't fight a lick, meaning Woodley. Yet he won that fight. If you go by it, he won that fight. I said, but of course he ain't gonna get the win because he can't sell 2 tickets. The other guy, look, I tell this and I'll say this over and over. I admire Jake and Logan Paul. They've created something from nothing. The internet stars, they've created this movement, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
I said, they train like fighters. They train like real fighters. They got real fighters in their corner. BJ Flores, you know. They got hype guys as real fighters and hype guys. You know, Andre Berto walks them down. They just can't fight. That's no knock on them. They just can't. But the fact that he's getting this, you know, now he's calling out Mike Tyson. 50 minutes. Oh my God. Tell me one boxer they fought. No, they're fighting fighters because of MMA. You know why? Because MMA guys, 80% are on your back, grappling, jiu-jitsu, 10% is kicking, the other 10% is hands. I work with a lot of guys because I took Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 10 years. And I help a lot of those guys with their hands. And I tell them, you know, roll shot. None of them can take a punch. You hit them, they're all over the place. Because they're not, you train to get hit on the chin. You can't train for a few months and think all of a sudden, for your whole career you were a grappler, all of a sudden you train a couple months, now you can take a shot. It don't work that way. And this Jake Paul knows that. And his brothers know, they know that.
Yeah, true.
So now, call out a real fighter. Tommy Fury, they're talking about fighting this Tommy Fury, right?
Yeah.
Tommy Fury will kill Jake Paul. He will knock him dead. And he's a 4-round fighter. 4-round fighter, man. So don't buy into that crap. You know, I mean, I knew how.
Do you think it eventually could come around? You know what I mean? Like, do you think eventually they can get enough skill to where it's a real thing, or is it just?
I mean, the fights don't fight, make it a real thing because they'll get sanctioned because it's a money grab. Same thing with Conor McGregor. God bless him. He tells us Floyd Mayweather, the greatest fighter probably for the last 20 years, and he challenges him to a fight. Never had one fight. They would never allow any other person in Las Vegas without a fight to fight a 4-round fighter. If you had one fight, you fight the best fighter of the last 20 years because it's a money grab.
Yeah.
So, and it did. It did what it was supposed to. But what happened? He played with him, take them until he knocked him out when he wanted to. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Are you kidding me? Mike Tyson will throw one punch into Jake Paul. It'll come in. It'll hit him on the left side. It'll come out on his right. Jake Paul will say,
I know, that's serious power, man. That's no joke.
It's going to be choreographed, whatever. See, this is not good for boxing.
Again, Ray, we want to just thank you for coming on. We're going to end off the show today, but this was fantastic. Man. It was such a pleasure.
I had such a good time. I got to be back because we didn't talk about a whole lot. We talked a lot about.
We'll do part 2.
About a lot of things.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to go. Yeah, I wanted to go over a little bit more too. We'll definitely link again.
Yeah, please
on
have me back. I'd be honored.
Oh, absolutely.
Good guys. I had a good time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Ray. Everybody, Ray Boom Boom Mancini, everybody. Come on.
Yeah. Ray, thank you for coming on.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
You guys.
Yeah, have a good one.